Hello and welcome to SAS Junior Math. Today we are going to be looking at addition and subtraction of directed numbers using whole and own technique. The last time we just treated addition and subtraction of directed numbers using the laws of signs, and so that was how we did the last one. But this time around, we are going to use another method in solving questions on addition and subtraction of directed numbers. But in this case, we are going to be making use of what? O and own technique. So let's look at these questions and dive in straight. The first question says, minus 3 plus 7. So the first thing we are going to do is, before we proceed, there's something I would just like us to understand here. And that is, the first thing you should know is a negative sign. What does a negative sign mean, or what does it connote? A negative sign means that you are owing somebody something. You owe someone an amount of money. You owe someone something. So anytime negative is seen, please let this register into your mind. That anytime you see the sign negative, it means that you are owing someone something. Maybe in cash, maybe anything. But in this case, we are going to assume that every figure you see here is in form of cash. So negative means that you are owing somebody or you are owing a friend something. Positive here means that it is yours. The money is yours. You are the owner of it. Whichever way you can go about it, provided that that money is for you at the end of the day. Maybe as a result of a gift, maybe as a result of what you've worked for. The money you get at the end of the day, that's money. So far it is yours, then we can associate it with what? With a positive sign. So now that we've known what negative sign means, so the negative sign here means that you are owing someone something. The positive sign here means you are the owner of it. It means you own it. So now let's get started. The first question says minus 3 plus 7. So the first thing we have to do is let us recognize this positive sign. And there is a bracket here and there is another positive sign here. Anytime you see two signs clashing together and there is a bracket sign that separates them, bracket here means multiplication too. So when you see a bracket sign here, it is indirectly telling you that these two signs must be equal to 1. What does it mean? It means that we must choose a sign. So in this case, I will see plus. I'm seeing plus here, and I'm seeing bracket, which I will call it multiplication in this case. So I'll say plus times plus is plus. And let's not forget that the sign of multiplication here is that what? Plus times plus is plus, minus times minus is plus times minus is minus, and minus times plus is minus. Signs that are the same will always give us a positive result, while signs that are different will give us a negative result. I've explained that explicitly in one of my videos on how to multiply using directed numbers. You can always check it and do a quick review on it. So let's proceed. So here now we have minus 3 plus 7. Now there is a bracket sign which connotes multiplication in this case. So I will say plus times plus is what? Is plus. So since I know I will get a positive result, then I can as well start by saying I will remove the bracket in this case. So it's going to be minus 3 plus 7. How do I get it? Plus times plus is plus. It has given me what? A unified sign, a single sign, and that is positive. So I will now say, I will remove the bracket. So it's going to be minus 3, so that I will have a single sign here. Minus 3 plus 7. So what is minus 3 plus 7? That is where our game starts. Now, negative here means you are owing someone something. But in this case, so sorry to say this, my viewers, I will use my viewers as an example. So let's say I am owing you. Yes, you looking at me. Let's assume now, let's say I am owing you 3 naira, because this minus 3 here means I'm owing you 3 naira. So, and all of a sudden, I got 7 naira, maybe as a form of gift or as something else. But I know that that 7 naira is mine. That is why you can see plus 7 here. So minus 3 here means I'm owing you 3 naira. Plus 7 here means that the 7 naira belongs to me. So what do I do? How do I solve this? Very simple. Now that I've been gifted 7 naira, which I own, I cannot just spend this money like that. And along the line, I will end up remembering that I am owing you 3 naira. So what do? I will have to remove that 3 naira from the 7 naira that I'm having or that I own, then the rest of the money belongs to me. Let me take this again. Minus 3 here means that what? I am owing you 3 naira. Plus 7 here means I am the owner of what? Of the 7 naira. So what do? In order for me not to spend, I shouldn't spend all. I should first think of those that are what? That I'm owing some cash or some amount of money to. So what the first thing I need to do is to remove 3 naira. So I own 7 naira. But I remember that, wow, I'm owing you 3 naira. So don't let me spend all the money. I'll remove my 3 naira and give it to you. Then the leftover will be what? 5. Sorry, 4. What does it mean? Why is it having plus 4? Why is it not having minus 4? It is having plus 4 because I know that the rest of that money belongs to me after giving out the what? The 3 naira that doesn't belong to me. So it's as simple as that. Let's move on to the next one. Number 2, plus 10 into bracket plus into bracket again minus 3. The first thing we need to do is to make sure that these two signs that have clashed, we turn it to a single sign. So this plus and this minus, we turn it to a single sign. And what do? Since I am seeing a bracket sign, and the bracket sign here connotes or means multiplication in this case. So the next thing I'm going to do, I will now look for where I can see plus and minus. So two signs that are different will always give you a negative result. So I can see plus times minus, which is what? Minus. And I will rewrite this expression by removing the bracket. So we have 10, or I can say plus 10 minus 3. Plus 10 minus 3. Why? Because plus times minus has already given me what? Minus, and this is the minus. So what do? Plus 10 minus 3. So, positive here means you are the owner. So let's say by one way or the other, either I worked for it or I've been given as a gift. I know that I own this 10 naira. But as I cannot just spend it all like that. I need to think or remember those that I've once borrowed money from. So in this case, let's assume that I own 10 naira and I'm owing you 3 naira. So what do? In enough, I don't need to, I don't have to spend this 10 naira. I need to remove or take out that 3 naira that I'm owing you. So once I take out the 3 naira that I'm owing you, then I'll be left with what? 7 naira. Now let's look at this. You can see plus 7 here. Plus 7 here means that after the whole analysis, I'm still having some cash left that I own that belongs to me, which is what? Positive. That's why you can find plus 7. Please and please don't bring up this notion of minus times plus is minus, plus times minus is minus in this kind of scenario. Please, it doesn't work. Anytime you can always use minus times plus if it is evidently clear that there is a what? There is a bracket sign or there is a multiplication sign in them. For example, minus 3 into bracket plus 7. In this case, I can as well say minus times plus is minus, 3 times 7 is 21. So this is how it should be. When you find yourself in this situation, please and please don't ever say plus times minus. No, it has already been sorted out here. You just do the necessary O and own technique and you'll get it by God's grace. So let's look at number 3. Number 3 is minus 8 minus 3. So what do? I know that there is a bracket sign here, which means multiplication. So what am I going to do? I need to get a sign. When you see two signs clashing or coming together like this, it needs to bow for one sign. So what do? So I'll say minus times minus. And don't forget that signs that are the same will always give us a positive sign or a positive result. So from here, I will have, by removing the bracket, I have minus 8 plus 3. Minus times minus is plus. Minus 8 plus 3. So how do we solve this? Let's not forget that negative here means I'm owing you some amount of money. Then positive here means that that money belongs to me. So minus 8 means that, now let's start now. Minus 8 here means I'm owing you 8 naira. Then all of a sudden, my dad gifts me or gives me 3 naira to spend. Now I'm about spending this money. Then I realized that I'm owing someone, or I'm owing you in particular, you looking at me, I'm owing you 8 naira. So what do? I have no choice than to bring out the 3 naira that I'm having to give it to you. Let's not forget that I'm owing you 8 naira, but I have 3 naira, which is not enough. That 3 naira that I'm giving to you is not enough. So I'm just telling you that, brother, sister, please manage this 3 naira. I'm having this 3 naira is all I've got for now. Don't worry, when I have the rest, I'll give it to you. So once I bring out this 3 naira to give it to the person that I'm owing 8 naira, so it means that I am to give the person 5 naira. Look at it again. I'm owing you 8 naira, and I have 3 naira with me. So what do? I cannot just spend this money because I'm owing you this 8 naira. So what do? I need to bring out this my 3 naira that I'm having, giving it to you, then telling you that you should be patient with me, that I'll make sure I'll balance up what? The rest. So it means that you have to give the person 5 naira. There is a negative here, which means that what? That 5 naira is still not for you. You are still owing this 5 naira and you need to give it out by as in it's a must you give it out. So that is why we are having minus 5. So let's look at number 4. Number 4 here is plus 10 minus plus 4. Let's not forget that this is a bracket sign, and a bracket sign here means what? It means multiplication in this case. So I will say minus times plus is what? Minus. So I will write it without putting the brackets. So I will say plus 10 minus 4. So plus 10 minus 4. Just like this plus 10 and minus 3. So plus 10 minus 4 here means I'm having 10 naira, which is my money, and before spending, I need to first settle those that I owe. And I realize that I'm owing you 4 naira. That 4 naira here means minus 4. So the 10 naira I'm having, once I remove 4 naira from it, I'll be left with 6 naira, which I can enjoy with, which I can use for my satisfaction. So let's proceed. Let's move on to number 5. Now, number 5, you can see that there is no bracket here. So it means that here is just kind of straightforward question. Unlike here that we need to first multiply when you see a bracket sign to give us a single sign. So let's look at this. Number 5 here says, what is minus 6 plus 7? Minus 6 plus 7. Very straightforward. Minus 6 plus 7 here tells us that I'm owing you 6 naira, and someone gives me or gifts me 7 naira. So I am the owner of my 7, or I own 7 naira, but what's happening? I'm owing you 6 naira. What do? I need to bring out the 6 naira that I'm owing you. So once I give you the 6 naira, I'll be left with how much? 1 naira. So can say plus 1 here, which tells me that this 1 naira is my money, because that is the leftover that I'm having after settling my debts, and I've given you what I'm owing, and what that is what? 6 naira. So let's move on to number 6. My 6 here is minus 10 minus 7. Minus 10 minus 7. Please, I'm repeating this again. Don't ever fall into the trap of saying minus times plus. Please, it doesn't work that way. So to make sure you use the O and on techniques. That is the best that will work if this resonates with you. And if this does not resonate well with you, you can always refer back to my first video on basic operations, which is addition and subtraction of what? Directed numbers. That is the first method. If this does not resonate, but if this resonates well with you, voila, there's no problem. You can always continue using this method. So let's look at this number 6. It's telling us that minus 10 minus 10 minus 7. So what is minus 10 minus 7? Minus 10 here means I'm owing you 10 naira. Then minus 7 now means that after some time, I came back to you, begging you to please lend me, to please borrow me another 7 naira. Can you see? The first one tells us, minus 10 here tells us that the first time I came to you, I begged you to please borrow me, to please lend me 10 naira. And the second one here means that after some time, I came back to you again, telling that you should give me or should borrow me 7 naira. Let's not forget, you can use this method, or you can say I borrowed 10 naira from Mr. A and I borrowed 7 naira from Mr. B. So you can always merge them together if you wish. So it means that at the end of the day, my debt is increasing. My debt is what? Is increasing. So it means that at the end of the day, the money I'm going to pay back is what? 17 naira. This is a very simple arithmetic. I'm owing you 10 naira. And at the same, and after some time, I came to you again that you please should borrow me some amount of money. And I also, and you borrowed me, or you lent me 7 naira. So at the end of the day, the total number of my debt is increasing. So at the end of the day, the total number of money I'm to give to you is what? 17 naira, which is not my money. That's why you can see minus, because I'm to give you this money. It is not my money. Let's move on to number 7. Number 7 is plus 8 minus 4. Plus 8 minus 4. The same system. I own the 8 naira and I'm owing you 4 naira. So what do I do? Before I spend my money, let me settle those that I owe. So I own 8 naira and I owe you 4 naira. So what do I need to do? I need to bring out that 4 naira that I'm owing you. So once I give it to you, what is left? I'll be having 4 plus 4. Plus 4 here means that the leftover, the remaining change that will be with me is for me. I own it. So that's why it is what? Positive. Now let's look at number 8. Number 8 here is plus 15 plus 7. Plus 15 plus 7. Plus 15 here means I own 15 naira, maybe as a result of gift, maybe that I worked for it. Then plus 7 also means that I also own 7 naira. So it means that at the end of the day, I'll be having what? 22 naira. So in this case, it's going to be positive. It's going to be what? Positive. So that's why you have plus 22 naira, meaning that I own 15 naira, I own it, and I also own the 7 naira. So the total the total amount of money that I'm having at the end of the day is plus 22 naira. Let's look at number 9. Minus 15 plus 15. Aha, we are here again. Minus 15 plus 15. So let's look at this. Very simple. I'm owing you 15 naira. Then my dad gives me 15 naira. Let me take that again. I'm owing you 15 naira, and God so good. I was so grateful when my dad gave me 15 naira that, wow, my son, take this 15 naira, use it to enjoy your life, party, play with friends, and so on. Then I realized that, no, I don't need to do that. I'm owing someone 15 naira. So what do I need to do? I need to bring out the 15 naira can you see? Minus 15, I'm owing you 15 naira plus 15. My dad gives me 15 naira as a gift. So what do I need to do? I don't need to party or to do anything with this money, because I know that I've borrowed this money from you. So what do I need to do? I just need to give back this money. So I'm giving you this money, the whole of the 15 naira I'm owing you, and at the end of the day, I'll be left with nothing. That is why you can find 0. Then let's move on to number 10. plus 10 minus 10. Same thing, just the story will change. Anytime you see negative, just start with I'm owing you. Receive positive, you just start with someone gifts you or you own so amount of money. So plus 10 means that I own 10 naira. Minus 10 here means that I'm owing you 10 naira. So I own something, but I realize that I also owe you that same amount of money. So when I give it out, it means I'll be left with nothing. So a rule of thumb, anytime you see two numbers that are the same, but what differs is just the positive or the negative, the result is always zero. For example, plus 7 minus 7 is 0, minus 8 plus 8 is 0, plus 100 minus 100 is 0, minus 1000 plus 1000 is correct, 0, minus 50 plus 50 is 0, correct, and so on and so forth. And if you realize, have you ever borrowed money from MTN before? If you borrow money from MTN, you will always see minus whatever you borrowed. Let's assume you borrowed 100 naira from MTN. That is the network, a popular network that is used for calling. So let's assume you borrowed 100 naira from MTN. When you check your balance, what do you see? You see minus 100. And all of a sudden, you load 100 naira card in it. What will you see at the end of the day? Instead of that minus 100, you will see that to be cleared and you will see 0 naira. So that is another way at which we can use in solving this. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in my next video. Thank you.